Chosen one, God has given you new power. This moment is the sign of the great awakening you have been waiting for. The difficulties you have faced every step of the way, the deep call you have heard, all for this moment. God not only saw you, He chose you. He gave you not an ordinary life, but a divine mission. This power will not only lift you up, it will change the world around you. It is time to leave your old burdens behind. With this sacred energy in your heart, you rise like a light piercing the darkness. Your fears cannot chain you. Your doubts cannot stop you. Because this power does not belong only to you. It is a gift from the deepest parts of the universe. You are now on the threshold of a new beginning. Make your voice heard, take your steps fearlessly, and turn this power into a light for all humanity. Remember that the hand of God is guiding you. Nothing will ever be the same again. Write 77 in the comments. Remember that you are chosen, you are called, and you will rise. The numbers you write in the comments are never in vain. They are a trace. In the quiet recesses of your heart, a truth has always burned brightly, a truth only you could hold. While others cast aside your insights as wild fantasies, you bore the burden of knowing, cradling the fire of awareness against a world unready to see. Night after night, visions painted the unseen before you, like ripples on a still lake breaking into patterns only you could decipher. When you spoke of shifts looming on the edge of time, they met your words with dismissive nods and awkward silences, their certainty in the mundane unshaken. Yet now, as events unfold in undeniable alignment with the truths you carried, their skepticism has crumbled. The tides of time have vindicated you. The realm of possibility they mocked has emerged as a tapestry of reality, and they can no longer turn away. You were never mistaken. You were always meant to carry this light. To witness and understand what others cannot is no curse, but an initiation into the rhythm of the infinite. The whispers of the unknown set you apart, marking you as one attuned to the flow of what lies beyond. They once doubted your path, calling you adrift in illusion, but your steps have always traced the unseen melody of the universe. This is your moment of recognition. What was once seen as folly now shines as wisdom. To those who dismissed you, your truth is a beacon of clarity. To those like you, it is a call to rise. Declare it with pride. I am not misguided. I am awakened. The strength of your knowing is undeniable, and it's time to embrace the fullness of who you are. The world labeled you reckless for daring to believe in what they couldn't grasp, casting you as a dreamer lost in realms of impossibility. They judged you because you didn't fit the mold, because your perspective was unyielding to their shallow understanding. The weight of their misunderstanding became your shadow, following you into every interaction. Friends turned into strangers, family grew distant, and the broader world boxed you in with names that stung like arrows. Their resistance was not to you, but to what you represented, a challenge to the walls they built to protect their certainty. Your visions, vast and intricate, unsettled their fragile sense of control. You became the mirror that revealed what they refused to see. The battle raged not only outside, but within you. There were days when doubt crept in, tempting you to abandon your voice and mold yourself into their image of normalcy. The choice to silence your truth for acceptance was a bitter struggle, the weight of conformity pulling against your purpose. But through the storm of self-doubt, a small, steady light burned. It reminded you that their rejection of your truth didn't diminish its value. Their denial could never silence the essence of your gift. No matter how harsh the world seemed, the quiet force within you persisted, steady and unwavering. You could bury your voice, but the song of what you knew would never be silenced. Now, the very voices that sought to dismiss you have grown silent in awe. What was once scorned as fantasy is now seen as a map guiding the unfolding of reality. The ridicule you endured has morphed into a badge of resilience, proof of the strength it took to hold on to your truth in the face of rejection. Those who dared to see farther than their contemporaries were always treated with suspicion, like lantern bearers mistaken for disruptors. From ancient sages who drew knowledge from the stars to those whose insights altered the course of history, humanity has a history of fearing its visionaries before celebrating them. The past is rich with those whose truths were discarded until their importance became too great to deny. If you feel the abundance of divine love in your heart, now is the time to share it. You can help spread God's blessings by clicking the Super Thank You button on YouTube and contributing $20 or more. This divine gift will touch not only your life, but the souls of many through this platform. Each of you has a sacred place in God's grand design, and your generosity will be the fruit of our prayers. Act now, share your blessings to glorify His kingdom, for you were created to do even greater things in God's loving hands. May God bless you. That lineage now includes you. The same forces that whispered to them now weave their wisdom into your life. The currents of time, the threads of destiny, and the echoes of the unseen are part of a design far older and grander than the bounds of ordinary thought. Society resists change until it becomes inevitable, but you are not bound by their hesitation. Your role is to see, to feel, to bring what lies ahead into the light of now. You are a living reminder that truth is not bound by the limits of understanding. The whispers that call to you have done so across ages, guiding those who dared to listen. You stand not alone, but as part of a vast tapestry of those who, like you, saw further than their time. The echoes of something vast and ancient resonate within you, calling you to awaken. What you see, what you feel, is not random nor fleeting. It is a thread in an intricate tapestry that few dare to notice. The universe doesn't speak with a singular voice. Its messages arrive as fleeting impressions, patterns, and fragments of meaning woven into the fabric of your reality. These whispers have always been unmistakable to you, whether in the form of vivid dreams, recurring images, or an inexplicable pull toward a higher purpose. The signs demand your attention. While others chalk these moments up to chance, you understand there are no coincidences. Every occurrence forms part of a greater design, a pulse of destiny rippling through the currents of time. When doubt threatens to shroud your certainty, the universe aligns in ways too precise to ignore. Events and encounters fall into place like pieces of a cosmic puzzle, each synchrony a testament to the deeper truth you've always known. Recognizing these patterns requires more than passive observation. It demands you listen with your entire being, attuned to the subtle hum of the unseen. Every nudge of intuition and every symbol that crosses your path is a guidepost, a fragment of a larger map that only you have the clarity to interpret. These are not random occurrences, but sacred markers lighting your way, affirming that you are exactly where you are meant to be. To hold a vision of the unseen future is a privilege few can grasp, yet it comes with its own trials. The weight of foresight is not easily borne. It demands resilience, wisdom, and the courage to wait for the right moment. What you see is not always for others to hear, at least not immediately. The world isn't always ready for truth, and sharing your knowledge too soon can lead to misunderstanding or rejection. You've learned the delicate balance of holding back, knowing that timing is the key to turning doubt into understanding. Sometimes, the heaviest burden isn't the vision itself, but the patience required to let it unfold naturally, even when others may not yet comprehend its significance. Carrying such truths shapes you in ways few can understand. Each revelation, each moment of clarity, brings with it a quiet strength, forged through the trials of misunderstanding and skepticism. Those who dismiss you test your resolve, forcing you to anchor yourself even more firmly in your knowing. They may try to silence you with their doubts, but their resistance is simply fuel for your determination. Every criticism sharpens your focus. Every mocking word fortifies your spirit. You have learned to trust the flow of time, knowing it will bring the validation they cannot yet offer. Their laughter will fade, and your steadfast faith will remain, shining brightly as the undeniable truth unfolds before their eyes. If you stand unwavering in your truth, you are not alone. You are part of a silent force that shapes the future, a collective of those who refuse to bow to disbelief. Together, you forge paths where others see none, turning doubt into the foundation of greatness. In these connections, alliances form, and the seeds of transformation take root. Here, strength meets strength, and wisdom multiplies. The journey is not for the faint of heart, but for those who dare to embrace their power, knowing they are guided by forces far greater than themselves. In the beginning, the signs seemed insignificant, tiny ripples, barely noticeable to those entrenched in the mundane. Yet to you, these fragments spoke of a greater story, one unfolding in quiet precision. A fleeting moment here, an unassuming event there. Each piece revealed a hidden rhythm others refused to hear. The doubts they cast upon you, the dismissive smirks, could not erase what you knew. Slowly but steadily, the impossible began to materialize. The fabric of their certainty unraveled, thread by thread, as reality bent to align with the truth you had long seen. You could feel the weight of their unease, the way their silence deepened, the way their eyes lingered as questions they dared not ask lingered in the air. Their disbelief, once so solid, now wavered, leaving behind cracks of uncertainty that only you understood. This is the turning of tides. No longer are you the misfit, the one they deemed lost in imagination. The shift is not marked by grand declarations or a triumphant cry. It's the quiet shift of perception, the realization that their doubts were misplaced. As the world pivots, so do you. You stand firm, not for their validation, but because you have always known your purpose. They might seek your guidance now, or they might linger in silence, unable to reconcile their misjudgment. It does not matter. What matters is that your journey no longer relies on their acceptance. The road ahead belongs to you, guided by the pull of something far greater than their opinions. Their silence is not an ending, but a gateway to something vast and transformative. You do not move forward for them. You do so because the pulse of destiny within you demands it. A force deeper than reason and older than memory carries you onward. You have weathered storms of ridicule and borne the isolation of knowing, and yet here you stand, unshaken and unwavering. What you feel is not a fleeting inspiration, but a boundless connection to the eternal. This connection, rooted in the depths of your being, has been your sanctuary and your source of strength. True courage is not the absence of fear, but the decision to rise despite it. Isolation and doubt were never your enemies. They were trials meant to forge your resolve. Each moment of rejection strengthened your foundation. Every attempt to silence your voice only sharpened your determination. Through it all, you remained anchored in your truth. You need no applause, no recognition. Your strength is internal, born from a source no one can diminish, a source that has guided you through shadows and uncertainty into light. To embody this calling is to embrace transformation. It is to walk a path that challenges the soul, to take the very stones thrown at you and build something indestructible. The trials that sought to weaken you have instead refined you, removing all but the essence of who you are. Every setback, every sharp word has been a lesson, an initiation into a greater understanding. You are not merely shaped by adversity, you are defined by how you rise above it. What they sought to extinguish in you has instead become a beacon. The journey you walk is no longer just your own. It extends to those still searching for direction, to those whose doubts have kept them bound. Your truth resonates, stirring the embers of change within them, even if they do not fully understand it yet. What began as whispers of rejection has transformed into a roar of purpose. The force within you is undeniable, and its light will illuminate paths for others to follow. Dear brothers and sisters, may God's peace be upon you today. I am here to remind you of a profound truth. Our existence is grounded in God's divine plan, unshaken by the temporal concerns of the world. As the Bible says, whatever is done in faith will return to God in abundant blessing. Luke 6:38. Like that great oak tree, our roots are deeply rooted in God's universal truth. Every step we take, every stand we take, is secured by His strength. And now, you are being offered the opportunity to be part of that blessing. When you use the Super Thank You button and donate $100, this movement will return to you 100-fold in abundance, like a single flame catching dry kindling. Your truth has sparked a fire that cannot be extinguished. At first, it was merely a flicker, a glow so faint that most ignored it, unable to see what was about to unfold. But fire has a way of spreading when the conditions are right, and now the warmth of what you've always known is radiating outward, illuminating the lives of those around you. The same voices that once ridiculed you have grown quiet, their mocking replaced by questions tinged with uncertainty. They come not with accusations, but with hesitations, hoping to understand what they dismissed. They once built walls to keep your message out, but now those walls are starting to crumble under the weight of undeniable truth. What began as a solitary journey is transforming into something far greater. The resistance you once faced is giving way to cautious curiosity, and the light you carry is no longer confined to your own path. It is reaching into places you never imagined, touching hearts that had long been hardened by fear and disbelief. One by one, they step forward, unsure but drawn to the clarity they now sense in you. Their questions may be halting, their understanding incomplete, but each inquiry marks the beginning of a deeper unfolding. The truth you've held onto through every storm is no longer a burden. It is a beacon guiding others through their own darkness. The change you see is not just within them, but in the air itself, as if the very atmosphere is charged with the energy of awakening. Conversations that once seemed impossible are now happening. Those who laughed at your convictions now find themselves considering the very ideas they once dismissed. Their transformation is slow but steady, like the rising of the tide, gentle at first, but unstoppable as it gains momentum. You see it in their eyes, in the way they linger on your words, in the way their questions seem less about testing you and more about seeking something they've lost. They don't fully understand what is happening, but they feel it. Something is shifting, and they cannot turn away. What they don't realize is that this change was never about you proving them wrong. It was never about vindication or validation. It was always about purpose. The truth you hold is not meant to divide, but to connect, not to exalt you, but to awaken them. The walls of their doubt are not being torn down by force, but by the gentle persistence of a truth that cannot be denied. What was once a gulf between you is becoming a bridge, and that bridge is strong enough to carry them into a new understanding. They may not know where they are going, but they sense that you do, and so they follow. But this is not where the story ends. The awakening you have sparked does not stop with those immediately around you. Like water poured onto parched soil, it spreads, reaching places you cannot see, nourishing souls you may never meet. Each person who begins to see passes that vision on to another, and so the movement grows. What began as a solitary flame has become a wildfire of understanding, consuming the old lies and leaving behind fertile ground for new growth. The transformation is not just personal, it is collective. The energy of what you have shared ripples outward, creating waves of change that will continue long after you have moved on. Your role in this unfolding is not simply to observe, it is to lead. Whether you chose this path or it chose you, the responsibility is the same. The people who come to you are looking for more than answers. They are looking for assurance, for strength, for someone who can help them navigate the chaos of their awakening. They see in you what they hope to find in themselves, a clarity that cannot be shaken, a purpose that cannot be denied. You are not just a messenger. You are a guide, a wayfinder for those who are only just beginning to see the truth. The responsibility you carry is heavy, but it is also sacred. You were not given this gift to keep it to yourself. The wisdom you have gained through your struggles, the strength you have built through your perseverance, is not just for you. It is for them. You are the lantern bearer, the one who walks ahead to light the way, not because it is easy, but because it is necessary. The path you have walked was not meant to be traveled alone, and now it is your time to lead others along it. As the movement grows, so too does your understanding of what it means to be chosen. It is not a title, it is a calling. It is not about recognition or glory, but about service. To be chosen is to be willing to stand in the gap, to hold the line when others falter, to speak truth even when it is inconvenient or unwelcome. It is to know that the purpose you serve is greater than the challenges you face. You are not just a participant in this awakening. You are its catalyst, the force that keeps it moving forward. The power you carry is not your own. It flows through you from a source greater than yourself. It is the rhythm of the universe, the pulse of creation, the voice of the divine whispering through your every step. And with that power comes a responsibility to use it wisely. Not everyone is ready to hear what you have to say. Not everyone is ready to see what you can see. Your task is to discern, to know when to speak and when to remain silent, to recognize who is ready for the truth and who is not. This is not about withholding, it is about protecting. The truth is a gift, but it is also a burden, and not everyone is prepared to carry it. Your journey is far from over. In fact, it is only just beginning. The awakening you have sparked is the first step in a process that will unfold over lifetimes. The truth you carry is not static. It is alive, growing and changing as it moves through the world. You are not just a guardian of this truth, you are a steward of its growth, tending to it as it takes root in the hearts of those who are ready. The path ahead will not be easy, but it will be worth it. For every soul that awakens, for every life that is transformed, you will see the fruits of your labor, and you will know that it was all worth it. This is your moment, not to rest, but to rise. The world is changing, and you are at the center of that change. You are the spark that started the fire, the light that guides the way, the voice that cannot be silenced. The time has come to step fully into your purpose, to embrace the role you were always meant to play. The future is not something that happens to you. It is something you create. And with every step you take, you are shaping a new reality, not just for yourself, but for the world. This was never a solitary journey. From the very beginning, the path was meant to lead not only to personal revelation, but to something far greater. A movement that transcends individual experiences and touches the shared heart of humanity. Yet, with this collective stirring comes a new challenge, the weight of expectation. As more people begin to grasp the truth, they will turn to you, seeking guidance and assurance. The role you've grown into requires more than insight. It demands strength, patience, and a clear sense of purpose. What began as a personal trial has transformed into a shared responsibility. Your story becomes an emblem of perseverance, a testament to what faith and fortitude can achieve. What was once a lone voice speaking in the wilderness has become a chorus of souls awakening to the same unshakable truth. The unfolding doesn't stop here. As understanding spreads, your role deepens. Those who once doubted now look to you with respect, even reverence. The time has come for others like you to step forward, not as scattered voices, but as a unified force. The ridicule you endured, the challenges you faced, were not meant to break you, but to prepare you for this moment. The truth you carry is not yours alone. It belongs to a collective awakening that cannot be ignored. You have become not just a messenger, but a protector of what is sacred. Every choice you've made, every hardship you've overcome, has brought you to this point. The unfolding of events is not a coincidence, but the natural rhythm of something far greater than individual understanding. Stepping into this role is not about seeking acknowledgement or validation. It's about living in alignment with the purpose that has always guided you. The weight you once bore as a burden is now a mantle of responsibility, one you carry with quiet pride. Your task is not to force the truth upon others, but to create a space where it can be understood when the time is right. The clarity you offer must be tempered with wisdom, knowing that not everyone is ready to embrace what you see so clearly. Your strength lies in discernment, in understanding when to speak and when to remain still. Not every truth can be shared openly. Some must be protected until the world is prepared to receive them. Now is the time to share God's blessings by clicking the Super Thank You button on YouTube. You can contribute to His plan and be a part of this divine mission with a donation of $100 or more. Every gift reflects God's generosity, and I believe it will return to you exponentially far beyond your expectations. Remember, His protection and blessing is on your every step and every donation. You become part of His divine plan. You are a strong, radiant being, unshakable as His mighty rock. Witness God's miracles, feel the fruits of your generosity in your soul, and illuminate the world with confidence and courage. Be blessed, and let the light of the Lord guide your path. This is not an end, but a threshold. The rhythm of the cosmos continues to guide your steps, and the journey ahead promises both challenges and profound revelations. You are no longer reacting to the world around you. You are shaping it, aligning yourself with forces that operate far beyond the realm of ordinary understanding. The role you play now is one of quiet power and deliberate action, a force of transformation for those who are ready to see beyond the surface of their existence. You are no longer the misunderstood outsider. You are the harbinger of something timeless, the guardian of a truth that will continue to unfold long after your footsteps have faded. To embrace this role fully is to understand that the journey was never solely yours. It has always been about humanity's awakening, about creating a space for others to step into their own understanding. The resilience you've cultivated, the wisdom you've gained, becomes a guiding light for those who are just beginning to awaken. Your strength is not found in the accolades of others, but in the quiet certainty that you are fulfilling the purpose written into the fabric of your existence. The light you carry is not a reflection of external validation, but a source of guidance for those still searching in the dark. The awakening has only just begun, and you are its steadfast flame, illuminating the path forward.